Facebook freaks and geeks? It's your boy Jerry coming at you from the Fortress on a Sunday evening. And man, lots going on in the past week or so. We have two films that have premiered. We have Iron Man 3, which its early week showings on Wednesday and Thursday brought home $15.5 million. And since then, worldwide and domestic, it's made like a cajillion. Let's just face it, folks. Iron Man 3 is a familiar topic with people, with fans. After two previous Iron Man films and the Avengers, there's not much the studio could have done past what they've done with this film to get people to go see it. Star Trek Into Darkness also premiered. Not quite as much money made in the Wednesday, Thursday showings. I believe it was 13.5 million. I don't have up-to-date grosses from the weekend yet. Box Office Mojo has not released those. I do expect it to do fairly well. Excuse me. I don't think it'll do anywhere near what Iron Man 3 is going to do. I don't know that it'll do as well as the 2009 film. Tonight's blog will be settled a little bit with just these two films, and specifically since Star Trek Into Darkness is the most recent film to premiere, we'll start with that. And first of all, in case if you guys don't want to hear this, and stop the blog now and don't listen, but obviously the villain in the movie is Khan. So J.J. Abrams decided to go retread past territory, albeit in an alternative reality universe kind of way. I think the villain should have been different. I don't agree with it being Khan, although Benedict Cumberbatch's performance was very good. I like Benedict Cumberbatch, especially in the BBC series Sherlock and a couple of other things he's been in, and I love to see him in more stuff. I just didn't prefer him as Khan. And the little homages to Wrath of Khan toward the end of the film, the death sequence, the death scene, felt very forced and cold. I didn't get the same feeling with the end there that I did with Wrath of Khan. And it goes back to what I was saying before. Just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should. And I know some fans disagree with me. I've been on message boards and I've posted, and I tried to give an unbiased opinion, and been called all kinds of names because I didn't know what the heck I was talking about. But I do. I've watched all the TV shows, including all the other movies, and I've been a Trekkie for many years now. And it's not that I'm against change, but I just felt that Abrams had a unique opportunity with the second film to go, basically boldly go where no Trek had gone before. But instead, he decided to use Khan as the villain. And not only that, he gave us a red herring by telling us that the character's name was John Harrison, when in fact, about an hour in the film, we were revealed as Khan, in case most of you didn't already know that it was Khan. So he didn't do a very good job, in my opinion, of hiding it. As a matter of fact, I would have actually preferred him to just come out at the beginning and say, you know what, I'm casting Khan. This movie is going to be my version of Khan. Instead of sort of hiding it under the guise of something else, and I believe he only did that for diehards. And a diehard like me, I would have just preferred you come out and tell me, than to instead of all the secret squirrel stuff. And it was blatantly obvious after several trailers and TV spots who the villain was. That said, even though I didn't care for the movie overall, the cinematography is brilliant. The writing, for the most part, is very good. And once again, just like with the 2009 film, I think the coup d'etat, as far as the casting goes in Star Trek, has been Carl Urban as McCoy. He reminds me so much of DeForest Kelley. It's not funny. And so I've said since the 2009 film, I think he's the best thing about it. Frankly, I can do without Leonard Nimoy's cameos now. I think they should probably go ahead and kill Spock, what I call Spock Prime, off. And the reason why I say that is because now that you have this new alternate timeline, is he really needed? I mean, yes, he comes to Spock 2.0 in this new film for a little guidance. I don't think it was needed. So I think Abrams should really do away with Spock Prime. I don't think he's needed anymore, and that's not a knock to Leonard Nimoy's Spock. I love it. One of the best things about, in some ways, both films, mostly the 2009 film. But I digress there. I'll just say that overall, audiences over the weekend seem to have enjoyed the film. The reviews have been everything from really high B's to A's. I do have a couple of friends, Russ and Jennifer Lewis, Lewis Taekwondo in Morehead City, that both saw the film, and they were kind of a little underwhelmed. And they were like a lot of other fans, unlike me, who was really looking forward to this new take on Khan. And even though they overall enjoyed it, they didn't like it as much as the '09 film. So, you know, there's always you're never going to please everybody, but I think this film is definitely set sort of an odd bar where you have your diehard Trekkies, you have your non-Trekkies, or your science fiction fans of science fiction films who didn't like Star Trek before, but they like Star Trek now. And then you have the Trekkies or Trekkers who have just basically said, you know what, old Trek is gone, I'm just going to embrace new Trek. So you sort of got three games in play there. And so, you know, it'll be very interesting to see what Abrams does with the third film. Now, frankly, I don't think he'll end up directing the third film. And the reason is, as most of you know, J.J. Abrams has been tabbed to direct Star Wars Episode 7. No conflict of interest there, by the way, with Star Trek. But I won't go there. Let's just say I believe he'll be a little busy with pre-production and directing of the Star Wars film to be involved with the third Star Trek film. Let me back up real quick and just let me say that the way Abrams used the Klingons in this movie, I did like. The ridges on the forehead, a little unpronounced, as if they're still recuperating, as most of you know, from the affliction that they garnered in the Star Trek Enterprise TV show, because of their use of the augment gene. I like the way they were used. So, frankly, for me, I would love to see the villains in a third film be the Klingons. But we don't always get what we want, and I haven't for the previous two movies. So, who knows what the third film will bring? We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, I don't think Abrams will end up directing. If he does, I just think that's a lot on his plate to be directing two of the most iconic film franchises in science fiction history, arguably. So, with that said, I'll keep this blog tonight short. I'm running on about 8 minutes. And for those of you who want to post a review or a plug for either Iron Man 3 or Star Trek Into Darkness, please feel free to post to my Facebook page or go to the Sci-Fi Superhero fan page and post there. Send me a text if you have my number. Whatever the case may be, with your thoughts, opinions, criticisms, complaints, and any other topic in the future that you'd like me to discuss, no matter what it is, as far as science fiction, fantasy, and superheroes, please let me know. I'm more than willing to discuss any of those in those genres. Excuse me. And not only that, a friend of mine, Kenny Palace, who saw Star Trek Into Darkness this evening, will be getting with me, and hopefully I'll have him sit in on maybe my one or two next blogs, and we're going to have a nice, real Star Trek debate. He's really loved the past two films, and he really, really loved Star Trek Into Darkness. So for the first time, we're gonna kind of go at each other a little bit, friendly debate. By the way, my friend Boba Jedi over here, he'll be my sidekick here for the foreseeable future. Had some feedback from my previous blog that the first blog I'd posted in a while about old Boba Jedi here. So he's here to stay. So anyway, say goodbye to Boba Jedi. Facebook freaks and geeks, you guys have a great Sunday evening. And in the immortal words of my man Stan Lee, enough said.